Okay, we are live. Good to see everybody. It is Saturday, April 19th, 2025. It's 10:02 a.m. Pacific time, 1:02 p.m. Eastern time. I'm here in Las Vegas. Obviously, we have the Omen Max 16 laptop, gaming laptop here. I did open it up just as a disclaimer. I wanted to make sure there were no updates and all that. I have set up Windows, downloaded some benchmarks. So I got that out of the way so we can get rocking and rolling today. Good to see some of the regulars here. We got William here. We got, good to see you, my friend, of course. And then, of course, we've got Raphael. Tojo78 got his this morning, and he wants to see my review. Okay, good to see that. This is a very interesting laptop in terms of high-end gaming features. It's got an OLED display. It's got the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. It has, I think that's right, yeah. And it has the RTX 5090. So it's pretty powerful, pretty pricey as well. And we'll get it out of the box. We'll do some testing today. Hope everybody's doing okay. Now, there have been some other videos on this, but I believe they were sponsored paid videos. This is going to probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the non-paid, first non-paid video or live stream or whatever on this product. So we can definitely get a real look at it, and we can get going here today. So we have 43 people on YouTube, and obviously that number's climbing. We're also streaming simultaneously, not only on YouTube, but on X, formerly known as Twitter. So if you do me a favor, whatever platform, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. It helps get it spread out, especially on YouTube. The algorithm certainly likes that kind of interaction, and we're going to see what this is all about. Now, remember, I already did the Asus ROG Strix Scar 16. I have it here. That is their RTX 5080, although you could get it with the 5090. And I also have here, and I didn't unbox it yet, is the Lenovo Legion Pro 7i, which also I believe has the 5080, but I have to double check that. I don't think I have the 5090 on that. I can't remember, but I want to save that for a separate unboxing so we can have that as well. So we'll have some of the big heavy hitters, the players. I don't have the Razer Blade 16, but we have everything else. So just so you know. And I don't think I'm missing any there, but this will complete it, obviously, other than the Razer. All right, so let's get to the specs here, and we'll get right to it. So let's bring it on here. And let's take a look at what we have here. So this is the 16-inch display here, OLED 2560 by 1600. It's got a variable refresh rate up to 240 hertz, which is always welcome. Standard dynamic range, 400 nits, 500 nits, and HDR. I would like that a little higher, but so far the initial look I had when I was setting it up was pretty good in terms of brightness. Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. And we've seen that one on that Asus ROG Strix Scar. We saw that as well as some others. The NVIDIA GeForce RTX 5090. Obviously, that's when we're very interested in 24 gigabytes of memory and the video part of that. 32 gigabytes of DDR5 memory, which is upgradable by the user. And of course, you can go up from there. 2 terabytes of storage here, and a 6-cell 83 watt-hour battery, Intel Wi-Fi 7, and Bluetooth 5.4. That is the wireless here. And as far as size, it's the let's see here. It is 6.1 pounds, so it's a little hefty. We'll get our own measurement, obviously. And it's got a 1080p IR camera, which is always welcome. So that means you can log in with face recognition with Windows Hello. Dual speakers here, HP Audio Boost, HyperX, DTS X Ultra. And then it's running Windows 11 Home Edition, and those are the ports. We'll take a look at the ports in a moment. And prices, as tested here, $42.99. So it's definitely not cheap, but it is an RTX 5090 here, and you can pick it up over at HP's website. And if you don't mind going to the 5080, which I think a lot of you would be perfectly fine with, you can go over to Best Buy, and they have a SKU for the 5080 model, also 2 terabytes of storage, same chipset, just a different GPU, same 32 gigabytes of memory, and that one's $33.39. So Yeah, 33, 39, 99. I don't know what's wrong with me today. A link for everything in the description below. And we'll take a look at the internals. I do have I have information on how the cooling and all that is, so we'll take a look at that later. So that is the specs of the unit. As we have the poets here, good to see you. Yeah, this is the laptop. Yeah, he's also checking it out. 5090 is something else. Yeah, it's pretty powerful, and we're going to get a look at it right now. Okay, so let's get it out of the box. So just as a disclaimer for those joining just now, I did open it up. I did set it up in terms of Windows so that we don't have to wait for updates or anything. And I did connect it to my network, and I downloaded some benchmarks so we can get rocking and rolling. With that out of the way, let's find out what we get inside the box. Now, this is a fake unboxing because I did open it up, so we don't need to pretend to cut something that was already opened up. But for the dramatic effect, I used the knife, of course. All right, here we go. All right, so this is the Omen 16 Max here, or Omen Max 16, and it's got a little bit of heft there. So I already looked at the plug. So this is going to be the power cord that we're going to connect to it. And then we have here the power charger. So 330 watts here. And you know what? It's not as big as some of the others, although it's not that small either, but it's definitely got a little bit of weight. We'll get a travel weight and everything. You get some documentation here inside here, I'm assuming. And all this is, you know, booklet, documentation, warranty information. We'll file that to the side, and that is the box. So pretty nice, okay? That is a good job by HP there. And then we'll put this to the side over here for now. And then we have the unit itself here. Let's bring it out. Now, I might have some fingerprints because I did already take it out of the box, but it is in the black. Now, they do have a ceramic white that they're offering this in, I think for like $10 extra, and it is absolutely gorgeous. This looks pretty nice as well in the, what is it called? Shadow black or whatever it's called. Pretty nice looking laptop here. You can see the size and thickness of it and so forth. So let's do the you-know-what test. You can certainly do it here. Now we have here the zero lattice keyboard. So no lattice. In other words, it's a different kind of keyboard. Now we saw with the Omen 14 Transcend this translucent edges around the keys, which light up, I think per key. And it gives it a pretty nice glow effect, and you can control that all in the HP Omen app, of course, and that's all user customizable. So it looks pretty good. And again, you can see it here. Well, I can try this angle here. Feels pretty good. It's got the touchpad move off to the center because it does have a numpad here, which is right there. And it looks like it's properly laid out. William, let me know what you think about it. So for those number crunchers, when you're not gaming, you definitely can use this for crunching some numbers and spreadsheets and the like when you're not doing your gaming. Now, Copilot key, which is pretty normal here in 2025. It's got the G4 sticker here, 240 hertz, Ultra 9. Obviously, that is the processor here, the Ultra 9 275HX. So it's pretty powerful here. That's for sure. All right, we're going to take a look at the ports, and we'll start off on the left side here. Maybe we'll go to this angle here. Let me go back over here. So over here we have some of the ports, and then I have a chart here to let me know what's what, because I want to make sure I give you the correct information. I'm just going to look at it off screen here. So on the left side are two Thunderbolt 4 ports right there. Okay, and they support data charge display out according to their specs. And then, and they are Thunderbolt 4, 40 gigabits per second. And you also get your microphone, headphone combo jack right there. On the right side, you get a USB type A port, and it's right there, okay. And then on the back, let's see what we have here. So we can start here. This is the power port. Then you have your drop jaw RJ45 Ethernet port. You have your HDMI, 2.1. And then you have a USB type A, which is 10 gigabits per second. And that is the ports on this unit. According to their specs, a total of 16 ports. According to William, the numpad is properly laid out. Now, let's get a measurement of the weight. Let's bring out the scale. Okay, so let's turn that on. We'll put it into kilograms once that's finishes loading in. It should be 0, so let's restart that. Hold on, sometimes this does that. Boom. Okay, there it is. All right, so it's on 0 right now, and with just the unit alone, according to this, 2.807 kilograms, okay? And that is 6 pounds, 3 ounces on the dot. Okay, so let's put it back into kilograms. And this charging brick, which is 330 watts, let's put that on top there. Okay, and the power cord over there. So a total travel weight is 3.696 kilograms, and that is 8 pounds, 2.4 ounces. So definitely a little bit of heft there. But of course, it is a pretty powerful gaming laptop. So there is no doubt about it. That is for sure. Now I'm going to plug this in. So just give me a second here because we want to get the proper plug here. Well, let's plug this in over here. Let's get that going, and I will plug it in. Give me a second. And we'll keep our eye out on how hot this gets when we're running some benchmarks here. So starting to collect some fingerprints, which I did expect here. So where is the plug go in? Where does the plug go in? So it's on the back, which I kind of like. It's out of the way and like some of the other ports there. All right, so let's turn this on. Again, I did already set it up so we don't have to wait here. And there you can see that keyboard lit up in its glory. Of course, it's very customizable in the pattern and in the colors and all that. That is definitely good. Yeah, it does seem attracting fingerprints so far. You can see here on the lid. And again, I did handle it yesterday. I tried to wipe it down a little bit, but I want to show you how this is going to hold up. It does collect fingerprints. There's no doubt about it. If you don't mind wiping it down, there probably is some... you can get a D brand or whatever you can get for this, maybe to cover that. But I got to tell you, this OLED display, and I saw it last night, is absolutely gorgeous. So 2560 by 1600. It is a glossy display. I do have a lot of lights here. So it's 2560 by 1600, 240 hertz. It's got OLED. So what does that mean? The deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, the really high contrast. It's all there. It is not a touch screen. Is it a touch screen? No, it's not a touch screen. I thought maybe it might be. Is it? No, it's not. But it is a very beautiful display. The deep black, super vibrant colors, really high contrast. Now, OLED, things you have to consider, PWM, screen burn-in. But again, those are not issues that I've seen that affected any of the OLED displays that I've gotten into this channel here. So I don't think it's going to be... it does, I think, have McAfee, William. So for those wondering, it might pop its rear ugly head here. But those who are not sensitive to PWM or something like that, I wouldn't worry too much about it. But it's pretty nice. Now, when you hit the function key, it lights up the function row, which is kind of cool. Plus these two characters here, as well as the P there. The P looks like you can change the performance and stuff. So all the different modes. So there it is. That's on. We could put it on different modes here. So let's see what we have here. We have echo mode, balance mode, performance mode, and unleashed mode. So let's see. I want to hit that one. Let's put it on the unleashed, but we'll take a look at it in a little bit to make sure we're on the right settings. But that is the display here. And I got to tell you, I'm impressed with it quite a bit. All right, so does it come with McAfee's Ghost? Probably. I think it does. You're getting yours on Tuesday, Dave. You're probably going to love this pretty much. You're going to like it. 3K, yeah, very expensive. Best Buy, but look, you know, everything's expensive right now. We saw it was very expensive on the Asus ROG Strix Scar. We saw it on the ROG Zephyrus G14. We're seeing it here. It's just inflation. It's the times we're living in. I don't want to get into the whole tariff stuff, which I think deals will be made, but I've made my thoughts known on that. But you can get other years, I think it's the first time they're using a max version here of this. We saw the Omen 14 Transcend with a very similar type keyboard. Again, this is a zero lattice keyboard, so it's been pretty good so far. I can't get used to such an unusual keyboard. Bogdan, I had the same feelings when I looked at the 14-inch, the Omen Transcend, and I got used to it quickly, and I kind of like it. Let's give it a listen, and let's see how it sounds. And let me do the typing test on it so we can go to monkey type so we can get an idea. I got to get used to this touchpad also. Oops, went wrong one there. So let me go to monkey type. So what happens is because it has this touchpad, numpad, it moves everything off center. So I have to get used to that. It takes me about a few minutes, but I do get used to it. All right, let's see how I type on this, and let's hear how it sounds. Hold on. See, I'm already off. Let's restart that because I'm thrown off by the touchpad here. Not doing well. No, I did. So I got 88% accuracy, 60 words. I wasn't very fast on this so far. It's okay. I have to get used to this. That's definitely for sure. These keys are a little bit, I don't want to say mushy, but I have to get used to it. This is throwing me off. This is throwing me off a little bit. Yes, this has an IR camera. You're about to upgrade the RAM. Wow, that's great. Yeah. So for those that are, well, we can show you. I can show you what it looks like internally. I do have an image of it, and then if we have time, we could even open it up here live. But definitely upgradable stuff here. RAM, storage, the stuff you want in terms of upgrading it. But that keyboard, I would say, is okay. Again, I have to get used to the fact that it has this numpad here. All right. It is unique looking, that is for sure. Now, I can change the lighting and all that in this app over here. And let me connect it to my dock here so you can see what I'm doing here. And let it load in. So a lot of customization in the HP Gaming Hub app, which you can see right here. And you could do the light studio, and that definitely will change all. You can really customize your whole setup, including your peripherals in terms of the lighting. You can, oh, I closed it by accident. You could also do, and let's let it open up again here. You can also do Omen Max 16 here, and then I can go to lighting there, and I can change all kinds of stuff. Advanced performance tuning. I can do a lot of customization, CPU, GPU. There's a lot of stuff you can do, but you can go to the performance control here and you can control it. So I'm on Unleashed right now, but there is the Echo, Balance, Performance, and Unleashed. I don't know if it makes a big difference. I'll have to test that out, but a lot of customization here. That is the name of the game. All right, I'm going to bring up Geekbench, which I think I downloaded. Hopefully I did. If not, I'll download it now. Again, I'm not used to this keyboard just yet. And let me load this in. Okay, and we have about 100 of you watching. And I don't need to bring that up now yet. So let me just wait on that. All right, so here we have the Core Ultra 9 275HX, 32 gigabytes of RAM. Let's run the CPU benchmark right now. So it's on that Unleashed mode. So we'll see how that does. And according to the poets, this is the first Omen laptop with manual overclocking, which is welcome, right? I mean, I think people want to be able to customize this as much as possible. I'm actually looking at this Coming from a 2022 3080 Ti laptop with a Razer Blade 17, is it worth the upgrade? Kind of hefty, my friend. The price is kind of high. $4,300 as configured here. 30 what? $300 or $34.50, something like that, or $33.40 in Best Buy. Link in the description below. And again, I think this is the first non-paid look at this. I think there was a lot of NVIDIA and HP sponsored a lot of videos, but this is the first non-paid. So I did not get paid for this, just to make it clear, and we're upfront. So you can, obviously, what I say here is my own opinion. It's not influenced in any way. All right. So, and the reason I make that disclosure is because I don't want people to get confused thinking all these other videos, which are compensated videos, this is not. So just so you know, when I'm done with this, I send it back. I'm not even keeping this. What about the 5080 model? That is at Best Buy for $3,300 or whatever it is. I don't have the 5080 model. They sent me the 5090 model. And I want to thank HP for sending this over, for allowing me to get a look at this. If it's the OLED model. So let's take a look. Let me bring up the specs here again, because I had the price page with Best Buy. And the link is in the description below. So let's pause that. So yes, it is the OLED model. It's the 16-inch OLED, 240 hertz, Core Ultra 9, 32 gigabytes of memory, 5080, 2 terabytes, shadow black. So is that with the discount? You could maybe get a discount. I don't know. It's a lot of money, William. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But in all fairness, everything's expensive. Show me a laptop here in 2025 right now that is not expensive. I don't know of one. I mean, I just did the Framework laptop. That starts at like $899, but without anything, bare bones. You got to bring your memory, storage, operating system, all the other extras. You got to add ports on that one, which I love, by the way, the DIY, do-it-yourself mentality of that. And it's pretty amazing. And it's really, you know, a great idea. And a great execution, by the way. Check out my video if you didn't see it. But yeah, these will eventually go on sale. But right now, they're not cheap. I can tell you they're not cheap. But that is where we are right now. MacBook Air. Yeah, MacBook Air, that might be the exception here. That is a very reasonable amount, considering even school discounts or student discounts, even regular price. You are getting an amazing price to performance ratio, which is kind of crazy that we're going to say Apple is the one who actually has the best price to performance ratio right now. And that's what it is, you know, and that's a very popular laptop, but it's not a gaming laptop. So let's focus here on gaming laptops today. Name me a gaming laptop that is not expensive. Right now, it seems like all the flagship ones, at least, are very, very high. And by the way, I'm not making excuses for HP, Lenovo, Alienware, Razer, or any of these other companies, or MSI, which they're sending me some. No, not MSI. Who's sending me? Oris, Gigabyte. They're sending me something as well. But the bottom line is everything is very high. All right, so we're going to get our single and multi-core score here in Geekbench 6 as our first benchmark here. Right now, I don't hear the fans at all. So that is pretty good. Cameron Bosch with the first super chat today. Hey, Andrew, could you please test booting Ubuntu on this laptop via live USB? I might want to buy this laptop. I don't know what works and what's not. Yeah, I can look into that. I can't do it on the live. I'm not set up for it, but I will definitely check that out. I promise, Cameron, I will do that. And by the way, I'm doing the Linux boot on the Framework. I'm doing a separate video. I'm in the middle of that. So stay tuned. I will have more to say on that. But yes, and I thank you for the super chat, Cameron. As always, you are a great supporter of the channel. All right. I have access to Copilot Vision. Good. I don't care. Okay, so let's get to the score here. Where is my score? There it is. Okay, let's take a look at it. So 29, 33, and 18, 545. This is the first one I'm doing today. So let's take a screenshot of that. If I remember how to do a screenshot on here. Print screen. There it is. Boom. Not work. Okay. I don't know. I'll have to do it this way. All right, that is the single core 2933, multi-core 18545. And as a reference, what did I get? Let me see here. Let me go to my archives here. So on the Strict Scar, I got a little bit higher on the same CPU score. So what did I get? Oh, actually, I got 2951 and 18362. And then I had a second run at it. It did over 3,000. So 3011 and 19510. Again, I haven't updated this one either yet. So just keep that in mind. Running the same CPU, the Core Ultra 9 275HX. This is testing CPU right now. We're not talking GPU yet. So a little less than what I saw on the Strict Scar, but that was, of course, updated, and I ran all the Windows updates and driver updates, etc. I'll have to do the same on here. So this is just an initial start, and that's what we got. Let's test the graphics here. Let me go to the 5090 here, OpenCL, and let's see what I'm doing here. So let's run the GPU. Okay. So according to William, he ordered the HP Omen at Costco on sale for $1,000, 4060 i7, 14650HX, 32 gigs. So for $1,000, which is a whole lot less, you can definitely get some great deals, especially Costco. Thanks for sharing that, William. And that is a good point. For last year's model, there are deals to be had. So you don't have to necessarily go with this year's. Very, very nice to let us know about that. Literally only one review came out before yours, and they half-assed it. I like that, Cameron. If they didn't even try to update the older NVIDIA drivers. Okay, all right. You know, I only could do what I can do, right? So, and there's our score here. So this is testing the 5090, 229, 728. And to give you an idea of the difference, on that same test, the Strict Scar 16 did 206, 797. So we are definitely seeing some more power shown here, at least a little bit more power on the 5090, which is what you'd expect, obviously. So again, 206, 797 on the Strict Scar versus 229, 728. Let me take my screenshot of this, and I don't know the proper shortcut right now. I have to figure that out, so I'll just do it that way. Boom. That is that. Let's close that. Let's on the Cinebench 2024, and we'll do the 3D Mark today. I already loaded that in. And we'll get some good numbers here, hopefully. So here's a Cinebench. In fact, probably what I'm going to do, we'll save this Cinebench, actually. Let's go right to the 3D Mark. I want to see the 5090 in action. So let's actually, we'll do this later. Okay, well, don't worry, we're going to do this later. Let me close this, and let me do the 3D Mark score here. So I already have that loaded in. So I did my pre-production today, and we can start with that. And we could also test the thermals on it. Let me get my my meter out here just in case we can. Well, not just in case, we will get a measurement of how loud the fans get. I'm not going to turn it on just yet. Actually, the materials are pretty good, Boris. The lid is metal. There's no doubt. The lid is metal. I think this is metal. No, the bottom is metal. I don't know if this is plastic. I can't tell. Although it feels cool to the touch, it might be, this whole thing might be metal. I don't think there's much plastic, but I could be wrong. According to the specs, I think I might have something here. Let me see. According to the specs here, let me move it over a little bit. Let's see. Does it say? Shadow black ceramic. I don't have it in my specs here, but it feels to me like it might be metal. But again, I have to double check. Sometimes it's very hard to tell, believe it or not. Use magnet. That's a good idea. I don't have magnet paper, but I might have some magnets here somewhere. Anyway, I don't want to screw this up. Magnets could have some adverse effect, perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, let's run. Let's run this. Let's run before we get too much on tangent here. Time Spy, okay, and then we'll get the heat measurement and all that. So This is running the RTX 5090, and I think it's 175 watts, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I can load that in real quick. NVIDIA. Let me go to the NVIDIA control panel. Hope this doesn't affect my score. Probably shouldn't have done this. Oh, maybe it'll load in real quick here. Hold on. So the system information, probably shouldn't have done this. 175 watts, maximum power there. Okay, so we'll take a look at that in a little bit. So let it run its thing. Does the screen look green when viewed from the side? No, it doesn't look green to me. Green, no. I don't think it does. Looks fine to me. Looks great, actually. It may be magnesium alloy. Yeah, I have a feeling it might be, but we'll have to investigate that. I'll ask HP. I have some stuff, press materials. The Poets, if you're watching, is this, do you think it's plastic? I don't know what this is. The deck. I know the lid and the bottom seem to be metal, but we'll figure it out. So far, the 330 watt charger staying pretty cool, but we just started running this, and now I'm hearing the fan. So let me turn this on. Let me see what the fan noise is all about right now, and I'll be quiet. Okay, so it's an aluminum finish, thanks to Poets. Thank you for that. Confirms that. Yeah, it's aluminum, so that is good news. So 65 decibels average, I would say, so far. Seems to be fully aluminum to me. Pretty premium build here. Now, let me see if it's starting to heat up. On the bottom, pretty cool so far. I don't know why the screen just went off. Oh, there it is. Hope I didn't screw up my benchmark. A little bit of a better view there. 69 decibels. Sorry about that. Yep, I was muted. All right, people. I'll go back and tell you what I was saying. That is my fault. So they are using liquid cooling. Liquid metal is what we talked about. David Smith, good to see you. What's the best gaming laptop? This might be one. This might be up there. Come the hell on, HP. You were so close. I lost the sound, Andy. I'm back now. We're running another benchmark. So just to put it into perspective, 20,576 on the one I got with a strict scar. On the same test, it's the RTX 5080. The 5090 here, I got 21 and change. But last night, I got over 22,000. So in that range with the 5090. Yep. And good to see the digital digest here. Interesting new look for HP. Yeah, zero lattice keyboard for sure, as you can see there. It's pretty nice. I like it. I got to get used to this keyboard, to be honest. But we're running now the, what is this? Wildlife Extreme. It's a quick one. That's why I did that real quick. Okay, so we got a score here. I'm going to test the power brick in a moment, William. Score is 42,877. And on the strict scar with the 5080, I got 41,223. Not a huge difference. Not a huge difference, to be honest with you. Most people, I think, will be perfectly fine with a 5080. No, I'm running this off of the mains power, Cameron, the 330 watt. So this should be the full power, but we'll look into it. But I'm running it from the 330 watt power charger. All right, so 4280. Let me take a screenshot. 42,877. So a little bit higher. And frames per second on the strict scar was 246.84. And this one's 256.75. So 256.75. So a little bit higher. All right. So let's, we took the screenshot, but let me double check it just in case because I'm losing my mind here. All right. So let's do the Fire Strike next so we can compare them. All right. So far, looking pretty good. Let's test the power brick. So far, right now, it doesn't seem pretty warm. Let me bring out my thermal imaging camera while it's running. And I will take the temperature. Excuse me, I'm still a little bit sick. How are we doing? Is there anybody watching? Yeah, we got about 100 of you. Okay. Just to load in. Okay. Right now, the brick is running at about 34.5 degrees Celsius. And the hottest point is right over there. Okay. Digital Digest got in the Legion 7i. I have the same one with the 5080, and I didn't get it out of the box yet. But yeah, that has the 5080. So we're going to compare them. And for those, should go over to the Digital Digest. He does some great jobs. Does a great job over there. I'm sure you already know that. And check it out. Check it out. I'm using the Unleashed mode. That is their highest mode. Now, you can customize it, but that's what the preset modes here. But again, I haven't updated anything. So just take these scores as initial benchmarks. They may or probably will change once I do the full review. Fans are kicking in again. Let's listen. So far around 72 high decibel in terms of fan noise. I would say 1 to 2 hours at most on battery. I haven't done any battery tests, but given the GPU, given the CPU, based on what I did with the others, I'd be shocked if it went more than 1 to 2 hours on battery. Built-in hair dryer, yes, it's going pretty loud. Again, I'm on that unleashed mode. Keep that in mind. We can try a different benchmark on a different mode to see the different change, if any, in terms of the fan noise. It's loud. It's definitely loud. But again, I'm on the highest mode here. Okay. I turned that mic off. I don't know if it gets annoying for you, if you could hear it. I don't know. So far, the brick is not hot at all. So it's definitely feeding it enough wattage and not overheating. Don't forget, I'm also connected to my dock. So it's doing through HDMI on the dock. So it may be taking away a little performance just because I want to show you what's going on. Keep that in mind as well. I'll have the Legions. I mean, I have it here. I also have something else here. And I was thinking of maybe doing a special unboxing, but if we got a number of super chats, I have the HP ZBook Ultra. It's running the Strix Halo, I believe. I have it here. I'm looking at it, the ZBook. The one everybody wants. But I was thinking if we got a certain amount of super chats, then maybe we'll do a bonus unboxing. But I haven't set that up, so I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what the interest is here, if anybody says anything. As the NVIDIA, no, it has the Radeon 8060S, which was very impressive on the Flow Z13 from Asus ROG. We have a lot of good stuff here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm like the first on a lot of stuff, people. HDMI, USB, network, and power plug are in the back. Yes, I showed that earlier, Kevin, so you can see it here. A lot of the power port, a lot of the ports, the power port included, is on the back, which keeps it out of the way, by the way. I am, Aaron, I do anticipate getting that. I don't have a specific date just yet. Pretty powerful stuff here so far. Do I believe this is overpriced for what it's offering? It depends on how you're looking at it. Is it expensive? Absolutely. It has a 5090 where you have a lot of inflation. You can get last year's model, the HP Omen 16, for less money. I think William did it at Costco. I can't answer that for you. If you have the money, you know, you have to decide for yourself how you want to spend it. And we have our score here. Let me check what we got on the 5080 model of the... So this is $39,955. And on the Strix Scar 16 from Asus ROG, we got $37,408. So we're seeing about $2,500 to $3,000 almost higher on this one. And again, it is a 5090. It's definitely a 5090. So let me take my screenshot there. All right, so those are the benchmarks that I'm going to run on this with the 3D Mark. So let's close that. And again, here you can see this is 175 watts. It supports, let's see, Advanced Optimus, yes. Dynamic Boost, yes. Okay, let's close that. So 175 watts according to that. All right, so where are we right now? So far, that is the scores we've gotten. 5070 would be much cheaper. Overprice is mainly due to the 5090. You know, all the 5090s I've seen so far are very high in price. Just keep that in mind. But the performance on this is outstanding so far. This thing is pretty loaded. All right. Now, let's do the next one. Let's go to Cinebench here because we're going to need that one. Maybe we'll just do the multi-core. Let's see. Well, actually, so powerful. We don't mind. It'll cut through everything pretty quickly, I think. I don't know. But so far, looking pretty good. All right. So let's turn off. We'll just turn off the throttling test because I'll save that for the review. Let's do the multi-core first here. So, all right. So this has 24 cores. The Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX. And you notice that the GPU performance test on the Cinebench 2024, I don't think it's compatible yet with the 50 series from NVIDIA because none of these will allow me to run any tests for the GPU, I noticed. Hopefully, if they can scale up, we can see more AMD CPUs in these. We did just see one, obviously, on the Asus ROG Zephyrus G14. Hopefully, I'll get the 16 in soon. According to Cameron, the 5070 is a DOA, dead on arrival, 8 gigabytes of RAM. VRAM is not enough, right? Yeah, this has 24 for those wondering, this 5090. I think the 5080 has 16, if I'm not mistaken. I assume you're not showing the heat degrees deliberately. No, I'm not. I got to download all the things. I just took it out of the box. Why would I deliberately not show that to you? Is there something wrong with you, Mustafa? Okay, wow. It was very easy to open the laptop up. Great. Thank you, the poets. Is there any other laptops from HP that you're excited about? Yes, I'm looking at it right now. It's the HP ZBook Ultra, I think, G1A. And I have it here. The ZBook Ultra G1A, which is running the Strix Halo, I believe. The that one has the AMD Ryzen AI Max Pro 395 processor, 128 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of storage, and a 2.8K OLED touchscreen display. Probably the premier powerful workstation we've been waiting for, 14-inch workstation. When is the Legion review? I have it here, but I want to concentrate on the HP right now. That'll be next. That'll be the next one up. So far, it's showing, check this out. It's on the lead right now at 1892, but it's still running. This is pretty powerful. Look how it ran right through this test. Holy smokes. Did Josh do that one already? I don't remember. Did he do it? I think money-wise, you might want to stay with the 2023 model or the 2024 model. I don't know about 2023. It's a big upgrade, I think, from the 2023 to the 2025. All right, we got a score, 1921. Wow. Holy smokes. That's a good score. So what did I get on the Strix Scar 16? Let me see here. So on the Strix Scar, I got a little bit higher on that one. I got 2159. Again, it's a little different. It may be thicker. I have it here. 1921 on this one. So we'll see it when I upgrade stuff here. Let's do the single core real quick. Oh, he just released a video? Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I just got it. So that's next up on for me. And how did he like it? Did he like it? A Strix Halo in a laptop. Okay, yeah. So Josh did it. Yeah, so that's up next for me. Now, 2 RAM slots, 2 SSD slots, all accessible. So while we're talking about this, let me bring up this. This is what the internals look like. So let's skip ahead there. So according to Kevin, obviously, Kevin, this is what it looks like internally, as you know. So this is the DDR, 2 slots, RAM, 2 SSD slots, all accessible by the user, and a very unique and innovative cooling solution. So while that is running, you can take a look at that. Okay, so that is the internals of the unit. As we have 100 of you watching. Do you know if there are any many laptops with AMD GPUs this year? Do you know there aren't many? Yeah, AMD GPUs. Yeah, I didn't see too many so far. I don't know. Maybe they're releasing it later this year. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen too many actually, if any, so far. At least anything that's come into the studio here. All right, so this one, we'll see how this score goes. Right, check. So Andrew, so no more Hall sensor issues. I don't know. I have no idea. Software support for the Strix needs updating. Okay. Check out Josh's video when we're done here. 1460 points. Oh, you mean benchmark heats on screen? What do you mean? Like, I already did these surface temperatures. Internally, I can download the software. We can take a look when we're done. Oh, we have the Strix Halo here. And Josh just did it, apparently. Now, I have it, like I said, I have this on the unleashed mode. It'll be quieter if we go on to the different modes, but I want to see what this is fully capable of so we can compare it to the others. And for those wondering, again, fingerprints, yeah, it's starting to collect them. And they also have this in that ceramic white that looks pretty gorgeous, to be honest. Now, the screen goes back as far as you see here. Now, there's a little bit of screen wobble, not too bad. I didn't notice a lot when typing. That was pretty good so far. Will there be a new version of Cinebench 2025? I guess. I don't know. This one is not going to... So far, what I've noticed with the RTX 50 series from NVIDIA, they don't allow you to run the Cinebench 2024. It's not compatible, I guess. The power brick is massive. No more than the others. No more. Did you see the size of the one on the Strix Scar? Yeah. It's not terrible. I mean, it's not thin. It's not light. I mean, it's kind of thin for what it is. 330 watts. Not playing around here. I think the one with the Strix Scar was 380 watts. How long is the battery life in balance mode? I don't know. I have to test that. We just took it out of the box. So battery, I would say on gaming on battery, you're probably looking 1 to 2 hours at most. I don't think you would go beyond that. But again, I still have to do all the testing. So far, the streams looks pretty good. You know, looks like going smoothly. All right. We're waiting for our score here. And I don't know why that did that. Boom. Oh, because I didn't turn off the sleep mode before I did this. Any chance there are any AMD Advantage Edition laptops releasing this year, something like the Lenovo AMD Advantage? Because that was good. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't have anything yet. Again, chargers should be smaller. This is a lot to constantly carry around because you need it most of the time. It was over 8 pounds all told between the laptop and the power brick and the cord. So you can, I mean, compared to years past, that's light, but it's it's got some heft there. I'm glad I got the previous Gen Omen 16. This keyboard looks rough. Keyboard's different. It's a zero lattice keyboard. I like it. I just have to get used to the fact with this touchpad, and that's with any with a numpad. That's with any numpad because it moves everything off center. I just need about a half a day, and I get used to this. As far as the typing itself, it's fine. Feels good. I like the keyboard. I just need to get a little bit more acclimated to it. How was the feeling typing on the keyboard? Felt good. I liked it. Good tactility, good key travel. I mean, it's different because, again, it is that zero lattice, meaning the keys are closer together. And it felt good. I mean, I just got to get more used to it. But it's like anything. All right. So, any news on when you'll be reviewing the Zephyrus G16 with the 5080? I'm waiting on Asus for that. Hopefully soon. We just did the 50. What did we get? The 5080 with the G14, the brand new one. I think I'm the only one. So when we're done here, go check it out. It's doing well, actually. We're closing in on 30,000 views. The live stream at 15,000 views. And I did a short on it. That's doing well. I released that yesterday, and that's got a few thousand views in a matter of hours. So that's been pretty good. GAN chargers really have changed the game in gaming laptops. You have a 280-watt GAN charger with your Razer laptop. It's the same size as a regular charger had on the Dell XPS 15. That is, I like GAN chargers, as you know. We saw a GAN charger on that Framework laptop that they gave, that 60-watt GAN charger, but it's obviously 280-watt GAN charger with the Razer blade is a pretty innovative in a lot of ways to have it in a small compact form factor, but yet get the power that you need to. I love that review, by the way. I watched it. Great. I'm glad you did. It's doing well, and I'm really happy with this, the Omen 16 Max. Hopefully this will do well in addition to that. So we are streaming on 2 platforms, YouTube. So hit that thumbs up. It helps get it spread out. And we are streaming on X, formerly known as Twitter. So for some reason, we only have 65 likes on YouTube. I don't know what's going on there. That's not enough, people. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Let's get it spread out over YouTube. So you got the Zephyrus G16 with the 5080, the great new features that you can run on turbo mode with a 100-watt USB-C charger, okay? Yeah, hopefully soon. Nice. People were like criticizing me, and I spoke about it on the last live stream. Why did I compare the G14 with the 5080 with the G14 from the year before with the 4060? That's because what's the only one I had. And then people were saying, why didn't you do the one with the 4090? It didn't exist. I found out. It doesn't even exist. So people need to do their homework before they make comments. Hit that like button. Come on, guys. We're now at 67. What's going on, people? What the hell is going on? Don't embarrass me. 67. Jesus. Okay. We have a super sticker from our good buddy, Andy Kyler. Thank you so much, my friend. Wow. Helping to support the channel as always. Do you have any personal favorite among the laptops released or about to be released this year? So far, this is looking pretty good, to be honest. I'm really liking the performance on this. But this is a gaming laptop, right? So I like to, and I forgot that keeps turning off. I should have. So whatever number we get here, take it with a grain of salt. What do I like so far this year? That's a tough one. I'll have to think about it because there's so many that I have here. Some I can't talk about just yet. Some that have already come out, but I want to see what others are going to have so we can make a fair comparison. Let me think on that a little bit. Any new laptop reviews I have in the pipeline? Yes. We have the Z-Book that Josh just did. I just got that one. I have this one. I have the Legion Pro 7i. That's also coming from Lenovo. I have the Lenovo X1 2-in-1 convertible, which, by the way, amazing battery life on that and really great matte display on that. So that is coming. I have a great one, the Lenovo Yoga 2-in-1, the 9i. By the way, a spoiler, I just did my battery test on that. 21 hours on the playback, 20 plus hours on the mixed use. OLED, 120 hertz, Lunar Lake, unreal. One of the things I do is plug these computers into a Bluetti power station. The power station will indicate how much power is being used at any given time. That's a good idea. I got to look into that. That's a good idea. By the way, the plug is not hot, the charger. We're almost done with this test. We'll take out the camera and we'll do a sound test as well. Which laptop would you recommend for light gaming and also great battery life? So, great battery life. Light gaming? Okay, you can go with any of the Lunar Lake stuff because I like the Intel Arc graphics. In fact, the HP had a good one, which was the HP OmniBook Ultra 14 Flip. Any of those will be fine. I mean, is this without a GPU, a discrete GPU? Because Arc is very good. Radeon 890M graphics are good. Any of those? Any laptop like that? Light gaming, good battery, great battery life? Yeah. All right, we got our score here. And a single core score of 130. So what did I get on the Strix Scar? So on the Strix, this is the G14. Hold on. Did I look at the wrong one earlier? Hold on. On the Strix Scar, let's take a look at our results here. And I'm just doing it off camera here. Where's my Strix Scar? There it is. There's a Strix Scar. So let's recalibrate here. So 2159 I got on the Strix Scar, okay, for the multi-core. Same GPU, same CPU. They got 135. This got 130 on the single core. And again, I had updated that. So we'll see what the final results on this one will be. But so far, that did a little bit better with the same CPU. Okay, so that is that. All right, so let's take a look at the camera real quick. So this will have an IR camera. And this is, looks pretty nice, actually. I don't see the studio effects here. Interesting. Oh, we could probably go to the Poly Camera Pro app. But this is the Windows app, just to get a quick look at it. So this is 1080p. Let me see, do they have the Poly Camera app here? Maybe they don't. I don't know. We'll find out. Hold on. But this is the camera, just so you know, before I close this. All right. So let me see. Poly. Let's see. I don't know if they have that, to be honest with you. Poly camera. Maybe not on the gaming stuff. I mean, they use the HyperX stuff, so maybe it's Hyper. I don't know. What's this HyperX Ingenuity app? Let's see. I don't know what this is. Instant pair devices. By the way, this is another thing that I like. You have these instantly paired. So if I have HyperX mouse or if I have HyperX headphones or headset, it will pair automatically. So that's pretty good. And that's a really great feature that I wish more brands did. I think they did it with the Alienware that I recently did, but I don't know. Maybe this is only unique for their laptops that they do that. That's really, really good. All right. So that is the camera. Looked pretty good to me. German Aries says, thank you for your effort in reviewing various laptops. Thanks to you, I made my right decision last year. All right, you got it, my friend. According to William, the camera looks good. Yeah, I agree. I think it did look good. Let's get a sound test here. So let me put it on me for a second here. Epidemic sound. Okay, so let me go to the save sound. So let's go in the like tracks here. All right, so let me put it top down here. Let me bring out the... Okay, so let's get a sound test here. All right, let's give it a listen. All right, so it sounds good. I think it could be a little louder to me. I don't know. Maybe I can play with some of the equalizer settings. So let's take a look at the Omen. I'm sorry, I'm not plugged in. So let me plug it back in. I want to show you what are some of the settings here because I want to explore some of them. Let me let it load in. Okay, so this is the different things. You got the performance here. You can see the different optimizer stuff here. Let's see. So if we go to Omen Max 16, performance control we saw. Advanced performance tuning, which is, again, very customizable. We got the lighting. All that could be colors, breathing effect, starlight, all this stuff. You know, it's all fully customizable. Graphics switcher, advanced Optimus is on, but we can turn it on. You can use the integrated graphics only, or you can turn that turns off your discrete GPU, or you can use the advanced Optimus. And you can play around with all that. Then there are network booster, key assignments. You know, there's a lot of customization here. There's no doubt about it. And then you can have different things you can buy, the HyperX accessories and so forth. And I have a bunch of them that I've had that they've sent me over the year or so that have been excellent, especially their mice, their headsets, keyboards have been excellent. So I really am a big fan of this. There's your gallery. I mean, there's just so many different things here. I mean, the different overlays you can look at. as things load in. I mean, the whole thing is fully customizable. I play on directional arrow for a certain game. Is the size good enough or too small for fingers? I don't know. You'll have to see. This is the keyboard for those that are wondering. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But so far, I would say the performance is excellent on this. It's really good. Of course, I want to compare it to some of the other things in the category, but so far, this is really, really impressive. Now, the display itself is amazing. I got to say, this is pretty amazing. Now, it is a glossy display, but it is definitely bright. It is sharp. It is an OLED display. Now, the one on the on this one, and again, this is the Strix Scar. So this is the 16-inch on the right here. And again, it has the panel there, that Animotion or whatever the hell they're calling it now. Has very, in fact, the thickness is almost identical here, which is interesting between the two. But this display here, I don't remember. Is this a mini LED? I think it's mini LED on this one. So I think that's one difference between the two. Excuse me. I think this one is out of juice. But anyway, I'll show it to you when we're done. This might be out of juice. But that is the difference. Let me see if I have the plug here. Oh, I do have the plug. Oh, yeah, I have it right here. Thought I had set this up. Let's bring this over here. Okay. So this is the Omen, and then Max, and then this is the Strix Scar. Let's go to this angle here. So this, I think, is mini LED, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly from my video. And if I go to the, yeah, let me just see for sure here. I can tell from the, yeah, it's mini LED. So this is OLED, and I prefer OLED, to be honest with you. It's just one of those things that I do enjoy. Although this is less glossy. You can see I have more lights here than most studios. So yeah, this is a glossier display, the OLED. But this is definitely a very nice display. This is also a very bright display as well. But both are very good. Both are very good. So you can sort of see this one here and then this one there. Do gamers really like those flashing lights? I turn them off, but I guess some people might like them. I don't know. I turn it off. So, and then this is the back angle. So, I mean, I probably would turn this off if it wasn't on for now, for you guys. But this is more understated, this one. So, and those are the two. All right. Very nice. Good stuff here. Very powerful. And they are very expensive, both of these. So that is the way, that's the times we are living in, folks. So, I mean, that's what it is. It is what it is. Any other questions before we wrap things up here? I have a lot of testing to do on this, but I think HP did a fantastic job here so far, looking pretty good. I like the shadow black, although it does come in that ceramic white. I'd be curious to see how that plays out. All right. So do you know if Asus continued the Flow X13 and the X16? I haven't heard anything. I know the Z13 we looked at, right? But what about the other one, right? So I haven't heard anything in a couple of years on that one. All right. So I think we're at an hour and 20 minutes. So it's more than enough here for today. I want to thank the moderators for doing such a great job. I want to thank HP for sending this over. I got more to come. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. And I will do full testing on this, obviously. But so far, very impressive numbers, impressive build quality. I am really liking what I'm seeing. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.